What is going on, YouTube? What? That is better. What is going on, YouTube? Today I'm reviewing. Well, today I had a headache, and so I laid down, took a nap. Didn't help at all, and I woke up ill, pissed off, and so pulled out a brand new can of Grizzly Straight that I had bought yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I remember what I had bought yesterday to go along with today's video, and so screw this for today. We're doing a review. Skoal Xtra Wintergreen long cut, because you know I hate fine cut. And Skoal and Wintergreen, but this ought to be a good one, hopefully, and I can get a free gift at Skoal.com. But it has not yet been opened, and so I want to crack it. Alright, there we go, and y'all pack one with me. Oh, and yeah, before y'all mention anything, I know this is the ugliest shirt I have. I've been told that by my mom and my dad, that to never wear this shirt in public. But, you know, my other shirt, blue shirt, got soaking wet, and so found this, wore it, screw it. Alright. There we go. That's a good pink right there. Now, the problem that I have with Skoal is that 2 spits and it's out of flavor. But when I hear Xtra Wintergreen, it sounds more like that flavor, like not that flavor that Wintergreen has. Not really mint, but what's that gum called? It's green, spearmint. Tastes like spearmint Wintergreen does. And so when I hear Xtra Wintergreen, that's what I think I want to get, is the wintergreen flavor. But so far, I'm not tasting it. I mean, but I won't go by my word. And today we are spitting in a mud jug. I had bought this at a yard sale in Fairmount for $3, and it says mud jug on it. And so I'm happy to get this. But ain't that bad. I mean, but when I hear Xtra Wintergreen, I think it's going to have more of that wintergreen flavor. I mean, I'm barely even tasting wintergreen. I hate to review the regular wintergreen. I mean, that's just there ain't going to be no flavor to it. But it is what it is. Skoal's messed up like that. I don't like Skoal. And when I first started dipping, I talked my dad. I tried to talk my dad into getting me some Skoal, and he wouldn't do it because he read somewhere that Skoal is the #1 brand to like rot your teeth, and then you have a higher chance of getting cancer with Skoal. But about a year after I started dipping it, he finally broke down and bought me a can, and I absolutely hated it. No, I hated it. I went back to my Copenhagen. But went from I went to Copenhagen for a long freaking time. But then, I got into Grizzly and I love it. Grizzly can last for hours. And I'm going by this on fact. When I used to dip in school in 10th grade. In 10th grade, I was a loner. I never sat with anybody at lunch. I mean, I never even ate lunch that year. I just went to the library and sat behind all the books when they had chairs back there and just dipped. Nobody even knew. But anyways, I'd go to school with a dip in. As soon as I got in the building and that bell rung for us to go to our first block, I went to the I snuck in, or I hopped into the bathroom, hurry up, threw me a peach in, went to first block, and then when I'd kept it in all the way up until lunchtime, and I'd go upstairs to the library, spit on it, dip on it. After the bell rung for us to go back to our class and leave lunch, I would spend that entire day with that dip in. I never took it out, and because it still had a lot of flavor left in it. And my mom either picked me up from school in 10th grade, or I rode the bus. And when Mom picked me up from school, I'd be standing in the parking lot with my little group of friends, and I'd have that dip in. And then when I'd see Mom coming down the road, I'd take it out so that she wouldn't know, and then ask for a drink when I got in the car so I could wash it out of my mouth. And I think my mom actually watches my videos. I know my aunt does, but I don't know if my mom does or not. But if she didn't know before, she does now. But and then when I rode the bus, I'd have it in all the way home, and I live in a subdivision, and our bus driver drops us off at the beginning of it, and my house is at the other end of the subdivision, so I would have to walk all the way from the beginning to the end of of our subdivision, and I'd still have it in by the time I got to the house, it had a little bit of flavor left in it, and I'd dip on it until it ran out, And an average school day is what? 7 hours? And then like another hour ride, so that's 8 hours. And so Grizzly can last a long time. And see, this Skoal, it's already running out of flavor. I mean, I ain't getting nothing from it. Even when I spit, I can barely taste Wintergreen. Maybe it's just the nicotine content ain't that high, but I just ain't getting nothing from it. But Nate and JoJo, my two cousins, they're still working on getting that watermelon dip from Outlaw's channel, or not Outlaw's channel, but Outlaw's website. And like I said, it's $6 a can. That stuff is not cheap. But then again, I can go to the store and buy a bag of Red Man. Cost me $6. And then a plug of that Day's Work Chew I get over at West End. I've only got it maybe 3 times, and that's some of the best chew I ever had, but it comes in a little bitty square. It doesn't last maybe a day. Well, 2 days, because it's so dadgum hard, and then the flavor lasts forever. Like, you break your teeth trying to get a bite out of it. You have to peel it off with your pocket knife. and throw it in. You'll be sitting there gnawing on it for 30 minutes just trying to break it down into chew. And you can't get no spit from it until after you break it down and stuff. But once you get broke down, that's when the moisture starts coming to it, and then you'll be spitting all day long. But that stuff lasts forever. And yeah, Skoal just really ain't my favorite. But I remember the first time I ever tried Skoal. It was New Year's Eve 2015. And, well, about to turn into 2015. And there was a party going on downstairs. It was my mom, my dad, my cousin Amanda, and her husband Robert. I don't know if her two kids were there or not, but I went upstairs, and I think this was before my mom found out I dipped. And so I went upstairs, turned on some CCR, and just sit there, and I would sit there in my floor, leaned up against my bed, sitting there listening to CCR, throw in that dip, and I was sitting there, and about maybe 5-10 minutes, I started getting a head rush. And I thought, okay, I gotta take this stuff out. I'm starting to feel sick. By the time I got my finger in my mouth to take it out, I went to puking. A little bit got on my floor, but I hauled it to the bathroom, and I puked all in the bathroom, dude. It was just bad. And I went to bed early that night. I was sicker than a dog, man. And did I ever tell you about the time about how my mom found out I chewed or dipped? I was sitting there at my cousin Amanda's house, and we were about to leave up to Tennessee and go fishing and camping over at Nickajack Dam. And I was leaning up against Robert's truck, and I asked Mom, I was like, what would you do if you found out I dipped? And she was like, I think you already do. Just looked down, and I reached in my back pocket, pulled out my can of kayak apple back when I actually liked it. Stupid for liking that. But pulled it out, packed it, threw one in, and she just looking at me. I'm like, well, you know. But I mean, she actually took it really well. I thought she was gonna flip out, but no. Me and Dad, we tried to hide it from her and my sister for about half a year. And I